Yes, welcome to my high-end and frequency business podcast. My name is Lisette Lucas from the Netherlands, and I'm an international trained high-end success medium and a high-end and frequency business coach. Throughout my podcast series, I help ambitious, empathetic coaches who aim for high-end success, fulfillment, and ultimate life and business mastery, absolutely living and thriving from their stardust potential. I'll give you the tips, the tools, and energy shifts you need to shift to the next level of impact, abundance, freedom, and absolute energy joy. So I hope you're ready to shift with me. Let's go. High-level business blocks. Find out what blocks you and clear it for good. Plus, claim your free mentoring session. Yes, a very warm welcome to the High End and Frequency Business Podcast number 47. In this episode, we're going to talk about what are your high-level business blocks, or what are your blocks in general, how you can discover them, and how you can break them for good. Well, amazing you're here. And yes, maybe you've seen it or heard it through the other podcast or through my website. Last week, I launched my Above the Golden Line Method Manifestation Journal. And when you're watching the video on YouTube, you can see the journal. And as you can see, it's a really big journal. It's got 188 pages, and it's amazing to just write your information in it, your downloads, your frequency shifts. That's why I've created it. And you can use it together with the Above the Golden Line Method hypnotation. So it's a really powerful tool. But why am I sharing this? Well, in this episode, we're going to talk about blocks, business blocks and blocks in general. But what are really high-level business blocks? Well, that's a good question. And as you can see, I've put one of my podcast deck cards in here because I wanted to show you a specific page. And this page has all to do with the blocks that are below the golden line. So when you're looking at the video, you can see the blocks. I talk about blocks as gray clouds of energy, because block sounds really heavy and really dense and really maybe even painful. And yeah, well, it's all connected to pain, so that's correct. But I always say to somebody when I sense blocks in their energy field, in their auric field, I always say, it's really easy to shift this, but you just have to know the tools and know how to get rid of them. But first of all, you have to uncover what that block is connected to. And as you can see, through my method, I'm talking about blocks of fear, blocks of anger, blocks of sadness, blocks of grief, blocks of apathy, and blocks of shame. And there are more there, but I've used these heavy block frequencies in my method because they are really pulling your energy down, especially the energy and the frequency of shame. It's really a low vibe. So most of the people think it all has to do with anger. When you're angry, you pull yourself down. Yeah, you do, of course, but the energy of shame, who would have imagined that the energy of shame is such a low frequency? And what happens when you live here in those areas below the golden line? Well, you manifest always, but you start to manifest the more of the things you don't want in your life. So if you want to shift this, if you want to clear this, you can always download my free method. I'll put the link in the show notes. But more important, how does it work? And there are many quotes in my journal as well. It all has to do with where focus goes, energy flows. Tony Robbins said this in such a beautiful way. And that made me think about the energy and the frequencies. And yeah, that's what it's all about, because we know we don't want to be focused on the pain, on the grief, on the heavy stuff with the emotions attached to it. But our subconscious programming does that because it's there, because it needs to protect you always. It needs to keep you safe. It needs to keep you alive. And we are all driven and running on that 95% of subconscious layer. So that heavy, dense energy is stored in the subconscious layers. I'm showing you the back of the book now. You can see the gray clouds under the golden line. And I always say, when you are at a place that you're ready to shift that heavy, dense energy, you can always take the lessons from that. And those lessons will turn into silver linings, and the silver linings will turn into magical golden frequency. and you can step into your stardust after that. But it's really important that you understand what happens below the golden line. And I always say insight is power. So when you understand that, okay, so I have to work below the golden line, I have to do the work there, I have to find out what it was. And most of the time we know our old stories of the past, we know what happened to us, but we don't know where the pattern and the belief was formed. And that's where we have to do the work, at the belief and pattern layer. And the above the golden line hypnotation is to upgrade your frequency and those subconscious programming above the golden line. But if you really want to break through those subconscious blocks that are hidden and unseen in those deeper layers, that earthly dust, I always call it, if you want to break through that, you need powerful tools. And there are many, many ways to do that. And I've created ways with my frequency work, with my energy work. So in this session, I'm also sharing the link to the free mentoring session that you can claim. It's a 30-minute free mentoring session. And you can discover what high frequency mentoring can do for you and your business. But it always starts with you. So when you're in a place in your business, like you're being stuck or just hit a ceiling, then it's got to do with those blocks. And why am I talking about high-level blocks? Well, because you have to start somewhere. And when you clear through those blocks, it's like you become limitless. You become that stardust potential that can achieve anything you desire. So when you're stuck now, when it's not flowing the way you want to, you have to do the work. And I'm giving you the free opportunity, because it's my mission to spread my message of energy joy and shifting the frequency above the golden line. And I'm doing that in this way. So when you feel that energetic pull, when you feel, wow, this is for me, I need to work with Lisette, please reach out, then this is for you. I work in Dutch, I work in English, whatever suits you. Energy is universal, so we can do the work together. So please DM me through Instagram, Facebook, the word High F Mentoring, when you're ready to claim your 30 minutes of high frequency mentoring and find out what it can do for you. Be aware there are only limited spots available. So I'm going to close this option down. So reach out to me as fast as you can if this resonates with you, because I can help you discover the blocks. I can look at them energetically, and I can shift through your timeline and find out where it was created. And then we can see in what way I can help you the best. So do you want to break them for good? Then you have to do the work below the golden line. And you can start for free, well, with the mentoring session, but you can also download the free Above the Golden Line hypnotation. And through Amazon, and I'll put the link in the show notes as well, you can buy the Above the Golden Line manifestation journal as well. And that gives you the opportunity to work on a daily basis and work on your frequency. So there's a lot of information here, and it's a really powerful tool. You need to do the work at least 6 to 8 weeks, because that's what you need to shift the energy, the frequency, and create new patterns. And as well, that's how long the energy and frequency takes to shift from that quantum to Newtonian transition point, where it becomes your reality. So again, if you're ready to shift and break through those blocks, DM me the word High F Mentoring, and you can claim your free 30 minutes of high frequency mentoring and find out what high frequency mentoring can do for you and your business. The show notes you can find at www.lisettelucas.com/B47. So remember and sense now, when I ask you this question, what is your dominant energy and frequency? What do you feel most of the time during the day? Where are you living? Below the golden line or above the golden line? And I was talking to a client, and some people say, well, Lisette, but it's impossible to stay above the golden line all the time. And then I say, sure, I know it's impossible to live there 100% of the time, because life being life, we all go through pain, but it's the energy of suffering, grief, apathy, shame, all those low vibe frequencies that have built a home below that golden line. And it's all connected to pain, because when I talk about it, I feel the energy in the heart. So when you're listening to this, that's where you have to clear energy and break through energy. And it all has to do with the communication center as well, the solar plexus. And it's from the past. It's energy from the past. So together we can find the way to clear those frequencies, to clear those energies, to break them for good. Yeah, so if you want my help, I'm here for you, and really looking forward to connect. Thanks so much for listening, and looking forward to see you. Bye. Thank you for listening to my High-End and Frequency Business podcast. My name is Lisette Lucas, and if you want to join my EnergyJoy world, please drop me a DM, and really looking forward to connect.